stand closer to it. Get your mouth right close to it. Do it again, because nobody can hear. Say it again.
Is everyone please able to take their seats? Good morning everyone, and welcome to Echuca Twin Rivers Specialist School and the Beacon Pathways Pledge for 2023. My name is Olivia Batchelor and I am a Beacon leader from St Joseph's College. The Beacon leaders from Echuca College, Moama Anglican Grammar, River City Christian College, Echuca Twin Rivers Specialist School and St Joseph's College will be hosting this combined schools event. I would now like to invite Uncle Rick to the microphone to deliver the Welcome to Country on this special occasion.
Thanks, Olivia. Gobagaka Anganya, welcome friends. So my name is Rick Ronan. I'm a Willithika man and a direct descendant from the Kitty Atkinson bloodline. Kitty was my great-great-great-grandmother and she was also a noted Willithikan woman. First of all, I'd like to pay my respects to the elders, past, present and those that are emerging, to my Creator Bayami and again to my elders for giving us the strength to carry on today. So the land on which we gather is Willithika country under the umbrellas of the Yorta Yorta and Bangarang nations. I'd also like to acknowledge any traditional owners from any other parts of country. So I keep saying we're pretty lucky in Echuca where we've got the three rivers, unlucky sometimes. So we've got Dungala or Dungala, the Murray, Galia, the Goulburn and Yakawa, the Campaspe River. They were a lifeline to our people as we're river people. Just like this gathering here today, our people came together to hold corroboree, to dance barefoot, to wake the spirits of the earth, the land, their mother, thank her for the food and shelter that she supplied. Welcome everybody to the 2023 Beacon Foundation signing the pledge. That's a big step in some of your lives. So grab a hold of that, take that pathway, you never know where it's going to lead you. I spent most of my school days wagon, and it was only until I was about 38 that I went back to school and got an education. I ended up with a Bachelor of Teaching, primary, and a Bachelor of Arts. I was telling Kath earlier, and I think it shocked her a little bit, where I grew up in a 3-bedroom home with 18 other people, you know, and if you got up late, you missed the whole show. So you sort of copped it at home, and then there was no racial vilification laws or anti-bullying back in those days. So things got sorted out down on the school oval, and that interfered a lot with my education. I got expelled a little bit, and I was told in the end that school and I didn't match. So you better go out and get a job. I went out and my first job was working for Kevin Brown's. He was a panel beater in Echuca. I wanted an apprenticeship. He had too many apprentices on to employ me as an apprentice, so I applied for a butcher's apprenticeship and got that. I'd done 4 years going down to William Angliss in Melbourne, but I realised how important an education is, and the more educated you are, the more doors it open for you. And I look at Koori education today, where there was nothing back in my time. There was no KESOs, there was no support. And my mum only went up to grade 5. So I'd go home with schoolwork from the tech school, and it was just alien to her because she was never exposed to that type of an education. So if something's in front of you, grab it, and you never know where it's going to take you. Okay. I'd also like to acknowledge all the contributions that Aboriginal people and non-Aboriginal people have made in making this country that we all live in and share together, Australia. When you look at what's happening all over the world, geez, we're lucky. This is a lucky country. And embrace this country. You know, I look at what's happening at the moment with The Voice and everything, and the only thing that I could see that's uniting this country at the moment is the Matildas. Hey, go for it. Beautiful. So, Gakayawa, Ngala, Yambina, Yorta Yorta, Walithika, Bangarang Waka. Come walk and talk with us, the people on Echuca, Bangarang, Yorta Yorta country. So I do believe I'm reversing the roles here. I'm going to do a smoking at the end of it, and we usually do that at the start when we welcome people onto country. Sometimes this might have taken days by the time word had got back to the elders to allow that person onto country. Once you're allowed on country, you're allowed the fruits of the trees, the roots of the trees, the aquatic life and all the animal life. And the only thing that's asked in return is that you pay respect to the land and the ground that you're on. Enough of me. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Rick, for being with us today and for the smoking ceremony that you are going to do and the welcome of the country. Good morning, my name is Renata Kincaid and I'm a Beacon leader representing Moama Anglican Grammar, and this is going to be later Lane Trevina from St. Joseph's College. I'd also like to welcome everyone to this special event, especially the 416 Year 9 and 10 students from the 5 Beacon schools participating in this year's Beacon program. There are many community members here today showing their support for you all and the Beacon program, and we thank them for being here this morning.
Welcome to our special guests, Campaspe Shire Mayor Rob Amos, Councillor Tony Marwood, our special guest speaker, Jason McCurry, from Moama Bowling Club, George Sandos, Uncle Rick, the school principals, assistant principals, and all our teachers who are present, members of the Echuca Moama Big Foundation Board, representatives from our sponsors and supporters who are here today, and to our guests who have come along for the first time. We appreciate that you're all here to support the students this morning. I would now like to welcome Sarah Duffy from Moama Anglican Grammar and Lorraine Ponterhose from Echuca College to the stage.
Good morning. This year we've been participating in the Beacon's Real Future program. We've attended the Careers Expos in May and mock interviews have been held in our individual schools throughout the year. The main goal of the Real Futures program is that all students in the area proceed to further education, training or employment after the completion of their schooling. The Careers Expo, the mock interviews and today's Beacon Pledge ceremony will hopefully help you to make positive and informed decisions about your future. The Beacon program also includes a leadership program that I and other students from surrounding schools are a part of. I would now like to hand over to Lorraine to introduce the student leaders of 2023.
The Beacon leaders have a very important role to play as ambassadors for Beacon, their schools and their community, and be representatives for all of you. We have already participated in the Leadership Development Day in February, hosted a Beacon Business Breakfast in March and the Careers Expo in May. I would now like to introduce the 2023 Beacon leaders to you. Please hold your applause to the end. From River City Christian College, Christopher Bell. Representing Moama Grammar students, we have Year 9 students, Mackenzie Parsons, Sarah Duffy, Alicia Moon, and Renata Kincaid. From Echuca Specialist School, Luke Hendrick. Year 9 students from Echuca College, we have Mia Arthurson, Dave Loz, Sailor Tarrant, Ayesa Torres, Riley Wilkinson, and Lorraine Angela Pontehouse. And representing St. Joseph's College, we have Year 10 students, Lane Trevina, Cora Wilson, Olivia Batchelor, Jackson Burke, Brodie Griffiths, Maisie Byrne, Grace Riddell, and Paige Simpson. Please give a round of applause to the 2023 Beacon student leaders.
The Echuca Moama Beacon Foundation is given support both in cash and in kind from a variety of groups in our community. Such support is a wonderful sign of the community's faith in the program and in its willingness to work to enable a better future for all of us. We acknowledge all of our supporters of the Real Futures program. The program could not operate without the generous support of our sponsors. They are the Moama Bowling Club, Moama RSL, Rich River Golf Club, Goulburn Murray Credit Union, Lockwood Partners, Murray River Council, Pete's Office Equipment, Radcliffe's Restaurant, Campaspe Shire Council, Insurance House, McDonald's Echuca, Bendigo TAFE Echuca, Campaspe Kahuna Local Learning and Employment Network, CVGT Employment, Echuca Printers, O'Brien's Plumbing, Echuca Lions Club, National Australia Bank, Work Locker Echuca, Revolution Print, Sinorama, Whoop-Tui and Wickham's Martial Arts Centre. Please give them all a big round of applause.
I'd now like to welcome our guest speaker, Jason McCurry, to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jason McCurry and I use he, him pronouns. Before I start, I would also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands that we're on today, the Yorta Yorta people, and pay my deep respects to elders past and present. A massive thank you to Uncle Rick for providing the welcome to country early today. This always was and always will be Aboriginal country. It's great to be here today at the Beacon Foundation's Pathway Pledge ceremony to meet you all and speak to you all here today. It's great to see lots of different students and staff and members of the community here as well, and just that list of sponsors, and just it's great to see the community connection and the support of this program. You don't really, recognise that significance until you move away, which is I've done in recent years from the area and come back. So I'll talk more to that. But I think, should be really grateful for what is here for you today. I'm honoured to speak here, and thank you to Kath and I said the Echuca Moama Beacon Foundation for inviting me. To continue on from the themes of the Real Futures program, what I understand you've been learning from throughout the last year so far, today I'm going to talk a little bit about my background, my identity and my experiences growing up, my schooling and education, my career and life experiences over the last 29 years and where they've got me to today. I hope that you enjoy hearing my story and that you find it helpful in your own journey as you near towards the end of your schooling and look to move out into the community to study further education or gain employment or a combination of both. I was born and raised in Rochester, just down the road. I studied at St Joseph's Primary School and then Rochester Secondary College, where I graduated Year 12 in 2011. Following Year 12 and turning 18, I moved to Melbourne to attend university at Deakin University, where I studied a Bachelor of Business, Sport Management, majoring in Human Resource Management for 3 years. Whilst I was staying, I also lived on residences or college at Deakin in Burwood as well. Moving to Melbourne was a big step for me, like it is for a lot of young people at my age, or our age. Growing up in a small town of around 3,000 people, it was a great experience and I loved home. I loved the connection of a small community, but I really wanted to challenge myself, go away from home, learn to be independent and responsible for myself, and learn more about life in general. So off to Melbourne I went. Living out of home for the first time was a huge challenge, learning to get around the city, driving in the city, cooking, making decisions, just to name a few. But it was great to be living on residence as you had the support of other young people around you who are all in the same boat. So it also created a small community just as I was used to. Since then, I've really valued the power and impact of community, and that's why I'm so grateful to be back here today, and how I'd like to start to the amazing support of sponsors and community and all the different members here today. As I said, it does take time to sink in and reflect, and it's not until you often move away, in hindsight, you reflect back on that at what it truly means. Since then, community's always played an important part, all facets of my life, and helped me provide a sense of direction in my life, but also my career. A little bit more about me. I live with a number of overlapping disabilities, including Tourette syndrome, obsessive compulsive disorder, and anxiety. I've lived these conditions since I was in primary school. For those of you that don't know, Tourette syndrome, for me, it means involuntary movements or sounds without my control. Some of you might know Billie Eilish or Lewis Capaldi, who have kind of really been able to get a lot of mainstream attention and awareness around this condition in recent years. Around OCD, for me, that means lots of different irrational or intrusive thoughts that then plays on my anxiety, and it has impacted me since a young age. So I just wanted to share a bit about that, and I'll go into that further later on. Before I go into that, I'd just like to talk a little bit more about my own school and my experience with my disability identity at a younger age, and how taking on a challenge and owning that identity has found my passion in life, both professionally and personally. I certainly haven't always owned my disability or talked publicly about my disabilities, anxieties, and different things I live with. When I was younger, I was very afraid and very embarrassed about being different to others, especially the small community that I grew up in. I tried to hide it or mask it as much as possible, which then added challenges. This continued throughout primary school and high school. I had a very supportive family, friendship group, teachers, and community around me. However, the fear of being different and worrying about what people would think and say made it really challenging throughout my teenage years, on top of everything else that you're going through at these years that you are now, such as school, sport, social things, dating life, work, or thinking about work and what's next in life. In reflection, I think I was afraid of difference and being different because I hadn't been exposed to many different people in life growing up in such a small area. It wasn't until I was about your age, in my latter high school years, and then when I moved to Melbourne, that I started to embrace my disability more and own it as part of who I am. It doesn't identify me, but it is an important part of who I am. Through taking on a challenge, moving away from home to the city and living by myself for the first time, studying at university and being around so many different cultures and diverse people from so many different backgrounds, I started to realise that both difference and diversity are a beautiful thing. They are our strengths and what makes us unique and important. The last 10 years, I've continued to talk about my experiences with these conditions, with friends, family, colleagues, the general public, and now it has led me to working in the disability inclusion sector, where I'm now a youth worker for the last 3 years. I understand it's been a really tricky few years for you all, with the pandemic, lockdowns, and the interferences that this has played on all of your lives. Schooling, social life, work opportunities, other hobbies, and overall general wellbeing. Combined with the recent floods in the area and surrounding towns, there have been many ongoing challenges, and this continues to play, no doubt, on yours and your close ones' mental health. I hope you're all doing well as possible, and are looking after yourselves and taking care of those around you. I hope that despite experiencing all of these challenging circumstances at a young age, you can use the adversity that you've gone through, see it as a strength, and try to find the positives from it as much as possible, such as a sense of community and coming out the other side together, to continue to motivate you moving forward with your schooling, career, and life. You're at a really important age in life where there are a lot of responsibilities and decisions to make. And with that can also come a lot of stress, both internally within yourselves and also externally from others around you. I'm now going to share a little bit more about my journey from high school to university, then into the workplace, and what I've been up to for the last 10 years, in hope that my pathway can provide an example of the possibilities out there. Between school years 9 and 10, I didn't really know what I wanted to do after I finished school. No doubt there's a lot of people here in a similar position, and that's why it's amazing that you have programs such as Beacon and your schools supporting them. School had always been just that for me, school. And in year 9 and 10, I was also a little bit of a smart-ass looking back, and I didn't really utilise the studies or access to teachers and their supports as much as I could have. I tried working for a building company for my first school work experience, but that wasn't for me. I'd always loved sport and graphic design, so I combined those interests, and for my next work experience I went to Melbourne to work for the AFL Media. I enjoyed it, but I knew it probably wasn't for me. I wasn't that creative after all. In my VCE years, so year 11 and 12, I really started to take an interest in business management and the things that were going on around Australia and the world from a business perspective, and paying a little more attention to the news and how things kind of carried on from one another. I found out that it was a university degree that combined both of these interests of sport management and business management, which is the sport management's kind of the behind the scenes of sport. So sponsorship, commercial, player management, marketing, events and community. So I decided to embark on that journey. As I said earlier, I studied that for 3 years and really enjoyed it, especially the areas of sport that focus on community and supporting minority and underrepresented groups in the community. Throughout my time at university, I volunteered and completed internships at a number of organisations, some based in Melbourne and some more locally here, including Echuca-based Murray Human Services, now called Vivid. Since completing my studies, I have been fortunate to work across a range of different areas, including event management, sports management, diversity and inclusion, disability advocacy, and now youth work. These roles have also been across a range of different industries and types of organisations, including agency, local government, higher education, and not-for-profit. I think it's really important to put your hand up for as many different things as possible and take opportunities as they present themselves. For you at your current age, this includes looking for and taking up opportunities at school through programs like the Beacon Foundations, initiatives and programs through your local council, such as the Campaspe Shire, in sports and arts creative spaces, amongst many areas. There are many opportunities both in person and online or virtual for rural-based students through a range of cool youth organisations that I'm now aware of since I've left the area, that really want to focus in on reaching rural students and supporting them in their career and lives. They run a lot of different programs that focus on social skills, having fun, skills building, peer networking, professional development, and a range of other things. Some of these are also paid opportunities. I would encourage you to talk to your teachers, Beacon staff, student leaders, career teachers, the Vic LLENs, and doing your research online as well. A couple of other organisations that provide youth opportunities for Victorians is YACVIC, so the Youth Affairs Coalition of Victoria, and for those in New South Wales, the the Advocate for Children and Young People, which is ACYP, and I can share those organisations with staff soon to send out to students. As I said, rural students is a big focus, and there's a lot of great opportunities out there. You've just sometimes got to know where to look or be pointed in the right direction. To find out what is out there and to meet new diverse people along the way, I would encourage you find what your personal values are, the things that are most important to you. For example, some of my personal values are and always have been community, inclusion and vulnerability. By focusing on these values and combining them with my interests and goals, such as sport and working with young people and supporting young people, I've been able to find a career with purpose. There are a number of great values type activities out there which I would encourage you to research to find out what is important to you and work out what your core personal values are. I've shared a lot about my identity today, and that is another thing I would encourage you to think about and reflect on regularly. Everyone is different and diverse, and we all have different identities. I used to be afraid of this, but since accepting my disability identity and embracing my difference, it has led to many positive experiences and learnings across my life that I would not have experienced if I didn't challenge this very early thinking. For some of you here today, your identities might involve things such as disability, mental health, LGBTQIA+, cultural and linguistic diversity, First Nations, amongst many others. I just wanted to reinforce these key points again. Work out what is important to you, such as your values, passions, identity and interests. Try out as many things as possible and try to use those experiences to build your own career and pathway. There is not one way to do it, and career paths are certainly not linear, as I'm sure many people here today can agree with. Today I wanted to focus most of my speech on my journey in life and the lessons I have learnt, but I'll now finish with sharing a little bit about the work I'm currently doing. I'm still currently living in Melbourne and working as a Senior Youth Programs Coordinator at an organisation called Children and Young People with Disability Australia, or CYDA for short. CYDA is the national peak body that represents children and young people with disability aged 0 to 25 years and their families and caregivers. We work directly with the disability community to provide systemic advocacy. It's a big word, so I'll explain what it means. Systemic advocacy means that we work to solve an issue that affects large groups of people with disability. The sorts of issues we address are often a problem with a major system within Australia, such as a government service, education, or employment. Meaning that, along with advocacy, I coordinate a number of our youth programs, including our Youth-Led Disability Summit, our Youth Leadership Program, and I've recently started to work on a new project that aims to increase the amount of paid opportunities for young people with disability across all industries by working with employers and organisations to make them more disability confident and removing the many unfortunate stigmas and stereotypes that exist, leading to a more inclusive Australia overall. I hope my talk today gave you some insights and examples into what study and work opportunities are out there and how to find out what is best for you. I'd like to remind you that it is important to celebrate your differences and diversity, see them as strengths, find out what your values, passions, interests and identities are, and focus on them to help guide your career and life pathway. Thank you so much again to the Beacon Foundation, to all students and staff from all schools here today, to all local business people and community members for inviting me here today and listen to my speech and my story, and a friendly reminder to be kind to yourself and each other, and all the very best for your futures ahead. Thank you.
On behalf of everyone here today, I would like to thank Jason McCurry for his presentation. It's great to have someone who grew up locally come back and share with us their career journey with all its challenges and successes. I found your talk to be both interesting and inspirational. I hope we can all learn from your career journey and the importance of celebrating our differences and embracing our identity.
The Pathway Pledge signing is significant because it offers everyone the opportunity to demonstrate their belief in themselves and their community. As part of the ceremony, everyone here today will be invited to sign a pledge board. By signing these boards, we are agreeing to the Beacon Pledge. Our Beacon Pledge, which can be found on your program, is: I have actively participated in the Echuca Moama Beacon Foundation program. I now pledge myself to exploring my career options and applying myself to my studies with the aim of moving on to further education, training, employment when I finish my time at this school. So, what is a pledge? A pledge is a promise, a commitment, an agreement, or a guarantee. This commitment is like setting a goal and making a promise to yourself of what you will achieve. The signing of the board is symbolic of signing a contract to yourself. This pledge is a public commitment and tells everyone that you and I are ready to make the most of our futures, and that we will have open minds when considering our career pathway. Signing the pledge board is the evidence of our commitment to the pledge, and they will be displayed in each school, on show for all to see. I now hand over to Kevin Sargent, Beacon board member and the principal of River City Christian College, and George Santos, Sales and Marketing Manager of Moama Bowling Club.
Good morning, everybody. It is my honour and privilege to represent school principals here in the Echuca Moama region and the Beacon board. As the Beacon board members, we are very proud of the decision you're making today. The word was used a few times today by Uncle Rick and by Jason about community. In South Africa, there's a Zulu word called Ubuntu. I am because you are. We are here today in support of you and of what you are doing. Because of you, we are all here today. Congratulations, all the best, and may this pledge today set you up for your future endeavours. Congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. Moama Bowling Club, along with many other businesses represented here today, have for a long time been proud supporters of the Beacon Foundation. We acknowledge and value the huge importance of local businesses supporting our school students in their career pathways. We see this support as an investment in our students' future and an important link between education and employment in our community. Congratulations to all the students here today. I'm certain when you look back in years to come, you will appreciate the significance of this day and remember the great work undertaken by the Beacon Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, George. Welcome, everybody. My name's Kath Elms. I'm the Beacon Real Futures Program Project Manager. It's my great pleasure to support our Beacon leaders in hosting this event, the Pathways Pledge Ceremony for you today. We're about to sign the pledge boards. All students and teachers are invited to sign their school boards. So please sign with your first name and your surname so it's clear to read. No nicknames, and please don't write too big. There's a lot of names we've got to fit onto those boards. So could all student leaders go to their school boards and books now, please? St Joseph College students, you'll be signing your boards to my right on the side wall over here. Moama Grammar students, you're in the middle on the back wall. Twin Rivers, you're to the right on the back wall. River City Christian College, you're to my left on the back wall. And Echuca College, you're to the left of the room on the side wall. Sponsors, supporters and community members, you're invited to sign the community board. That's at the front of the room here to the stage to the left. Once everybody's signed the board, could you please return to your seats? I would like to invite Sue and Mark up to start the signing of the community pledge board, please. Thank you.
I just tell everyone to please take their seats?
Yep.
Is the microphone on?
Yes, it is. So just nice and close because it's so quiet.
Where am I? Is that me there? Could everyone please take their seats?
Just pause again and then just say it again quietly. So thanks everyone. Please take your seats.
Thank you, everyone. Please take your seats. In closing this event, I would like to thank every student for signing the pledge boards this morning. I wish you all the best for your studies in year 9 or 10 and in the following years, and every success in your chosen career pathway. It's also important for all of us to help and encourage each other to achieve our goals and dreams. This means that we will always have each other's backs and help each other through ups and downs. On behalf of all the students, I would like to thank again our guest speaker, Jason McCurry. I would also like to thank our special guests and to those who are representing our local shires, sponsors, and all our guests from the community. Finally, a big thanks to Mr. Paul Marshall and the Echuca Twin Rivers Specialist School for the use of this wonderful facility for our ceremony this morning. I would now like to hand over to Kath Elms for a final message.
Thank you to Twin Rivers Specialist School for your hospitality this morning. I'd like to thank the Beacon leaders who have done a great job today in hosting this event. They're all working well as a team and have taken their leadership with enthusiasm and commitment, so thank you. Please put your hands together for them. This is the end of the formal proceedings, and I invite our guests to stay for morning tea at the Twin Rivers Cafe. The Beacon leaders will take you over when we're done. Thank you for being such a great audience and being part of the Beacon Pathways Pledge ceremony. Please take a moment to allow the school students to exit. Also, as we leave the building today, Uncle Rick has done our smoking ceremony, so if you would like to walk through the smoke on your way out, that's up to you. Could all students please remain seated until you're asked to leave? As you leave, could you please stack your chairs to the side of the room, either side, depending on which side you're on. So could Echuca College please stand up, stack your chairs to that side as you go? Moama Grammar, would you like to stand up and take your chairs to that side of the room and stack them, please? River City and Twin Rivers, would you like to stand up and take your chairs to the right, to this side of the room and stack them, please? And St Joseph's College, would you like to pick your chairs up and stack them to the right-hand side of the room? Thank you.